To create a duct on the Systems ribbon in the HVAC panel, select Duct to activate the Duct tool. The ribbon changes to the Modify Place Duct contextual ribbon, and the Options bar contains options for creating ductwork. Also, the Properties palette changes and the Type selector contains a list of duct types in the current project. Take note that you can create ductwork in Plan, Elevation, Section, and 3D views. I'll click Edit Type in the Properties palette to open the Type Properties dialog. Looking in the Family drop-down, you can see that ducts are a system family. When I expand the drop-down, you can see that there are actually 3 system families for ducts: oval duct, rectangular duct, and round duct. System families cannot be created or deleted. However, you can create as many family types as needed for each system family. For example, when I expand the Type drop-down for rectangular duct, you can see that there are several types, such as radius elbows and mitered elbows, with either taps or T's. The various type parameters make up the family type definition, mainly the routing preferences. Click the Edit button next to Routing Preferences to open the Routing Preferences dialog for the family type listed in the Type drop-down. This is mainly where the type is defined. I'll click Cancel to close the dialog. Another important parameter here is roughness under the Construction section. Other than those two, the other parameters are under Identity Data and can be used to add additional detail to the ductwork for schedules and tags. I'll click Cancel to close the Type Properties dialog. Before creating a duct, there are several options you should take a look at. In the contextual ribbon, you can select Justification to open the Justification Setting dialog. Here, you can control the horizontal justification, horizontal offset, and vertical justification. Realize that the justification parameters also appear in the Properties palette. The justification settings control which edges of the duct will be aligned when created. The horizontal offset specifies an offset between where you click in the drawing area and where the duct is actually created. The horizontal justification can be center, left, or right, and the vertical justification can be middle, bottom, or top. Be aware that using justifications other than center and middle can be tricky when connecting the ductwork to mechanical equipment. I'll click Cancel to close the dialog. The remaining buttons in the Placement Tools panel of the contextual ribbon are actually toggles. Automatically Connect lets you automatically connect to the snaps on a component, such as mechanical equipment or other duct segments, when starting or ending a duct segment. For example, when you want to quickly connect ductwork at different elevations without switching to a section view, you can use Automatically Connect to create a vertical segment between 2 horizontal segments. Inherit Elevation inherits the elevation of the element being snapped to, and Inherit Size inherits the size of the element being snapped to when creating a duct segment. Lastly, Ignore Slope to Connect controls whether sloped round ducts connect using the current slope value or connects directly, regardless of the slope value. Realize that this option is only available when creating round duct. In the Tag panel, Tag on Placement is a toggle as well. When selected, the button has a dark background, and a tag will be added when you place a duct. If you toggle this off, the background lightens and a tag will not be included when you place a duct. If you later decide to add a tag, Revit includes a function to tag untagged elements. I'll toggle this back on again. When tags are included, notice that in the Options bar, you have a choice of placing the tags either horizontal or vertical. You can click the Tags button to display the Loaded Tags dialog, so you can see which tags are loaded and load other tags if you wish. I'll click Cancel to close this dialog. You can also enable a leader if desired and then specify the length of the leader. I'll leave this checkbox clear for now. You can also control the width and height of the duct segment along with the offset before you create a duct segment. You can also control these parameters after a duct has been created. Realize that the offset is the distance above the reference level, which is shown in the Properties palette. I'll leave these settings at the default values and move into the drawing area. I can see in the status bar that Revit is prompting me to click to enter the duct start point. When I click, I can see a preview of the duct as well as listening dimensions. Revit shows the length of the duct as well as the angle. I can move my cursor in any direction. When the duct is aligned vertically or horizontally, Revit displays a tooltip to inform me. To create the duct segment, I can click to enter the duct endpoint, or type a specific distance and then press Enter. For example, I'll type 30 to create a duct segment 30 feet long, or 9,000 in the metric file to create a duct segment 9,000 millimeters long, and then press Enter. Next, I'll move the cursor straight down and click to place a vertical duct segment. As you can see, an elbow was automatically created to connect the duct segments. The elbow that was placed is defined in the type properties, which we looked at earlier. Realize that the duct tool is still active, and the start point of the next segment will be placed at the end of the segment we just created. To start a new duct segment at another location, you can press the Escape key once to begin placing a new segment. If you want to end the command, you can press Escape one more time, or simply click Modify in the ribbon. Now when I select a duct, the ribbon changes to the Modified Ducts contextual ribbon, and there is also a Duct Systems contextual ribbon. Realize that each duct segment you create will automatically be placed in a duct system. Looking in the Properties palette under the Mechanical section, you can see the system type as well as the system classification and system name. On the Duct Systems contextual ribbon, you can choose to edit the system. When you connect ductwork to mechanical equipment and air terminals, those components will automatically be added to the same duct system.